Okay, we have the pleasure of having with us today Bernice Vant, who's a Holocaust survivor. She was at Birkenau, Auschwitz, at the age of 15, which is exactly the same age of many of you in here today. So as she shares her story with you today, I want you just to put yourself in her place when she was in that concentration camp. So I'll turn it over to Mrs. Vant.
Thank you very much. Good afternoon. Ladies and gentlemen, my name is Bernice Vant. I am a Holocaust survivor. I came to you today to tell you it's not a story, it's a tragedy. Don't mind me when I get very warm, because every day it's the same thing with me. I can't change. 1939, when the war started, I went to Warsaw. I finished in Polish high school, on my Hebrew school, and I came to Warsaw to visiting. I was in Warsaw, this was before the Jewish holiday, and all of a sudden, the planes was they were start shooting from every side. The bombs start to fail, and we didn't know what had happened. The Nazis came into Poland in 1, 2, 3, and in 2, 3 days, Warsaw was dead. Everything was bombed. The water, food, horses were laying dead, and people in the thousands of it. Okay? The buildings were falling down like with the people. And then it started the real war. We walked outside Warsaw. We didn't recognize it. It was nothing the same. The bombs on the horses were in the thousands, because the Polish army, they went with the horses, and people start to walk over and take cut from the horses a piece of meat, because they were hungry, and they didn't eat for days, and no water or nothing. So then I remember, like today, they bombed a factory from pickles, the sour pickles. On this, everybody went just to whip something in your mouth. And then we start to walk in the house, because the Nazis were crazy, just crazy to kill. They don't know what to do. They have the Polish people, and they have the Jewish people, and they were running back and forth. And then at night, about 12 o'clock, we went into the house, and everything was hell. And I can understand, it was such a long time. It's 54 years, and I still remember. Life started, we couldn't get nothing food, so we went from 1939, so we went to the forest. Oh, the men, women, everybody, we were running out. You couldn't hide from Hitler. It's not a white, like you can run away, or you can hide yourself someplace. There was no place. In 1939 to 1942, we were hungry. We were sleeping on the ground. We were sleeping on the trees. It was unbelievable. And this was a luxury, what happened way there. And then, in 1942, the Gestapo and the German army, they came with tanks, like there were thousands of people, and they were walking, and then they have the big dogs, the shepherds, and then started. They were running like crazy to looking for us. They find us. They took, they right away, they were with whips. They were so mean. I never saw in my life how people can be so mean. And they were running, young or old, they didn't care who they killed. And we were running just to they brought our station wagons, you know, the big trucks, the army trucks, and everybody went on the trucks. When on the trucks, they were driving for 2-3 days. They were driving to a train where we can go to Birkenau, Auschwitz. We were driving with the train, was in the wagons, just horses, animals. You take a better care. They were closed up. It was no air. It was no water. For 4 or 5 days, I don't know exactly, we were just thirsty on people on top. It was such a wagon like that, could go in 1,000 people, one on top another. Some of them died. Some of them were squeezed in. Some of them were murdered. Just, nobody could help it. We were on the train, went so fast. Even we were closed up, not here. On every, they opened up a second, about 10 Nazis, more like 10. They were very rude. We stopped by the 1942. We stopped by the Birkenau with Auschwitz, and we came out. It was a beautiful orchestra. The music was playing. We were hungry. We were tired. We were sick. And especially the mothers, what they were nursing the children. It was a tragedy. It's for my eyes. I never can forget, and I never can believe it, what happened to the people. We came down, everybody stopped, and we have to take off all our clothes. They cut our hair off. They took our clothes, the shoes, everything what we're wearing. They were looking for gold. They didn't have enough. What they robbed before. No, we didn't have nothing anyway. And then took him to make me that number, 25,782. They cut our hair. And then they sent us all. Was a few thousand young children, young girls. The women were separate and the men were separate. And then they were in a cold, ice-cold shower. God help me. We were whipped because we couldn't take the cold. We were shivering from the cold. Not to have a little food, not to have nothing. How can a human being exist? But they don't want us to live. They want us to die. If not, the point is anyway just to punish, to suffer. And we suffer so much in our life. Like you can never understand. You're young. If they kill us with a gun, if you kill him, if they kill you, and you drop dead, and you're dead. Oh, but they didn't kill you to kill. They kill you, they put you a bullet in your eye, in your head, and you were laying like a dog until you did. And that's suffering from the people what we see. After the shower, they gave us clothes, rags. They gave us not our clothes. They didn't give us not the shoes, nothing. They gave us rags, dirty and filthy. So what we need a shower. We were so beaten up in the shower. I can't forget. We came out from the shower, and not a drop of water. I don't know how we existed. I can't understand myself what happened. God wants us to live. And then they took us. We were standing, like soldiers, 5 in the place, and they start counting, 5 people, and there were the thousands of young girls, and they pushed us in a barrack. The barracks are still standing. I was there in 1998. I went there to Poland, and then the barracks are there, and then we were out from the barracks just like animals, and like if I whip, when they whipped, they couldn't kill us. And then started We went back in the morning, 6 o'clock. The barracks was dark, no lights, and it was not bed. It was just a piece of wood knocked down, or no straw, no nothing. And when they gave us for 5 girls to go in that bed what they made, and we have to 5 cover up with one blanket. It was bitter cold. We were shivering. But I think everything passed by. And then in the morning, 6 o'clock, they have a therapy. This means everybody has to get up. We were not even undressed because we have nothing to take off. We have just rags on our body. They gave us the wooden shoes from Holland. They were in the thousands. And there was in Birkenau was a water mud. You put in one foot, so we washed one. You put in the other foot, it was washed. And we were barefooted on rags on our body, on our feet and our body. It was impossible to live. 6 o'clock in the morning, they took us to work. And with the guns and the dogs around us, like we were criminals. Much voices were young people, older people. The children, right away, they took it to the crematoriums. They were dead, they were dead. And then, after that, we got up 6 in the morning. We were staying for a therapy. It means, they were counting if everybody is there. God forbid if somebody were missing or dropped dead. That's what they want. They count us, and then everybody went to work. What was the work? There was rocks. There were a brick house, what you have to take apart, and wheelbarrows, and it was so muddy, and you have to carry the wheelbarrows filled up with the bricks, and if God forbid this wouldn't be filled up, you'll get whipped. Our body was only whipped. No food, no nothing. Then in the 9 o'clock or after 9, after we worked a little bit, they started to give us, I don't know what it was like shell from potatoes. Not even, just, like much worse like animals. Animal couldn't eat that. We couldn't swallow it. We start choking, and we couldn't eat. And then they gave us one slice of a piece of bread, like the white bread. One slice, you could see the United States on it. And we were so hungry we didn't eat for a few days. I don't know, our body could take it. I don't know, we were strong. We have a lot of hope. And we hope, and we think maybe tomorrow will be a better day. If you lose hope, you have nothing. You have to always, in the worst times, in the bad times, when your life is just to kill, you always stay and pray to God and think about it. I still have hope. I'm not dead. And even the dead sometimes, they stand up. Then I went to work, so we were start to carry the garbage, and we were have to push a wagon. The wagon was so heavy, and we were, not a few girls. And then the men, they sent to other work. About food, we didn't get the whole time since from 1939. So we didn't have food. We have just, we went to the farm, on the farms at night, and we still have carrots from the ground because it was September. We couldn't help it. We have to help ourselves. People they killed the animals, but Veronica, I don't know how they catch them. They didn't have knives, we didn't have nothing. They just turned the head, and they ate it all. And that's how life was. And our life was nothing. To kill 6 million people, not in a day. They built the crematorium, I have here the book. I was in 1998, like I told you. They built up rooms. On first they built up, you go in. First is a sauna, a shower room, a big one. On outside, that, and then here, they came out, the gas. This was not gas. It was a poison gas. They wouldn't waste the gas. And that's because they needed the Nazis for the talks. They put in something, I guess, what is, you don't get killed right away. No, you suffer and suffer. And then we went to the, we were staying in the wines and we went to work. After work, we came from work, they gave us again a little soup. Was not even soup, was nothing. And the whip went back and forth. They didn't care. They just out to kill people. At night we went to sleep. That was a beautiful sleep. We went to that hard piece of board. We were laying down. And then all of a sudden, they called us 3-4 times in the night to suffer, to stay outside. We were not dressed, barefooted, naked. It was a bitter cold. How can people survive? You'll be surprised. If you have hope to God, or you pray to God, the only God, what felt sorry for us, but not too many left. It's when 6 million Jews, then from other nationality, Awada people died. For what? Because Hitler wants like that. I just ask again, where was the whole world? Why that killing couldn't stop? Where was everybody? Like it's not of my business. I don't care, it's not mine. Where was everybody? Why, thank God, I'm very happy on the United States when our president, at least it started in Bosnia. It started in another state, I can't remember now, I by myself. And right away, they were burning people. They were killing people. But they sent out an army. And thank God, but somebody helped them. But never should happen again, a war like that, ever. Now, I'm going to talk about me. I am very upset when I talk. My head, I'm always sick. I can rest. I am one from my family. I lost all my family. Nobody. No, I have three sisters. I have 2 brothers. Everybody went to the crematoriums. They all were killed. But a death like within the crematorium, it is very bad. It is. They went in for showers, like I said before. When you come into the showers, it was no showers. It was gas. And the gas came out from this, from the syrinx. And the people, a lot of them fell down. A lot of them are strong. They couldn't die. You can die from it. No, you suffer and suffer. And then they start to take you. They build up the crematoriums. But we build them. And I have here in the book, and I show you, and they put you alive. People were alive, and they took you out from the ovens. And there is they had a whole crew while they were working to take the people out and put, you know what kind of feeling it is to go alive in a fire on the body, and you feel it how you burn. On that yelling, on that screaming from the people. The barracks was not so far, but to the end of that room. And we were crying. We were in the barracks, and we were crying. We didn't know what to do. We were praying. We were praying so much, where is our God? Where is he? Why could it happen? And then they start to take the children. The children went with pride, and they walked And so I say like that, I never see a butterfly again. And they were winning, the children. I felt sorry for them. And they went brave. And Hitler had the satisfaction to kill the children. Why? What was the reason? The children bothered them. What's the difference? What kind of nationality you are? You're a Jew or a Polish or anything. It's your belief. You believe in it. Why to kill people? Oh, but Hitler didn't have enough. He has to kill other nationalities. He killed the Polish people. He killed even the German people. He killed even from Czechoslovakia, from every country on that world. He killed. He brought them to Birkenau, or nobody could stop him. Why? Why? I just ask why. I mean, God couldn't help us a little about where all the world didn't care. The world just cared for something else. I care if God forbid, if the United States go in a war, I cry, and my heart is bleeding, and I feel like I can't take it anymore. Why couldn't people care? And that was the hint of her. That was, people don't care. And then, so we crematorium, we ate I'm sorry, I get very mixed up. When they opened up, the gas went in and the people died, I told you. And then and they put them in the ovens. They were half alive. The people were half alive. They have people, and they took him in on the body. If you put somebody alive in fire, the fire it's burning, and everything went with the fire, day and night for 24 hours. It was so many people. It was so many people dead, lying. They didn't have time. They were so busy with too many people. And that is the story from the Hitler Nazi regime. And then when we started to march, we marched out we started marching, and they wanted us, we should march too. So we started, I was working first on the fields, and then I don't know how I walked in, how I came into the place Weberei. That means we were making for the tanks something, and we were working day and night. And then when it comes to food, no food, not a little water. God forbid, if you walk in even from the ground, you took a little water, they put a bullet in you. And God is true. Everything I'm not lying to you. I'm telling you the truth. And that's what happened, not to the Jewish people, to all nationalities, to all the people. And nobody was there to help us. No, only God. And I believe very strict in God, because I believe in God so much like I never believed before. And I say to you children, we have to. God is one for everybody, and we have to believe. And if you don't believe in God, it's not way. And then we start working every day by day. I worked. The working was killing us, but we didn't have a choice. I worked there for 3 years. I can't even tell you what we went through. How many tears. We were laying down, we were crying day and night and day. And every time we're missing thousands of people. Every day came another transport trains with people. So he took from the old people, he put them right away to, it was there a big building, they called that the SK. and they put them in before you take you to the crematorium. It was not so far the crematorium till they came. They kept you a whole day, and sometimes 2 days, without water, without nothing, just like even animals. Animals you can treat like that, but in Nazi Germany did it, and they did it good. Now, in 1945, I came in 1942. I was free in 1945. 45, we start running to look for somebody. I can tell you and I can explain to you what we went through from 1942 to 45. It's hell. I tell you, people, that concentration camps was wired and everything was electric. If you went through a few steps, in the thousands of people went to the electric wires and they killed themselves. They were a day, for 2 days, that's the most. And they went to the electric wires and in the thousands were laying dead. Where was everybody? Nobody, we didn't have help, only God. That's what we prayed. Later on, in 1945, we were free. We suffered so much. It's no beginning and it's no end. I can tell you so much. I can express myself so much. And I talk mostly to young people. They should understand what it means to killing, what it means to what's going on that world. I hope and I pray to God that next time should never happen again, not for the Jews, for everybody. But it's a beautiful world. The world is beautiful. The people are bitter. What the Nazis, they took our gold. They took us off all our clothes when we came in. They took us, we were naked, really. And we went into the cold, bitter showers. On the showers we walked out and we were crying. And nothing came from the whip, went back and forth. My body, I'm plenty damaged in my heart. I'm plenty damaged in my body. My knee was broken. And I have to go to work. And if you don't go to work, you are ready to the crematorium. How much I suffered. I said, I never, ever again gonna go. And I was gonna go to the crematorium. I just said so, over God was with me. It's not what I mean. God helped me so much, but you have no idea. And then were a few people left. After the showers, after everything, we came back, we still was in Birkenau. And then the war started to come, and the Germans started to run. So we were running with them because they were afraid Russia was coming into Birkenau. They were afraid for Russia, and they come in. They didn't stop. That killing, the crematoriums, everything was open, and nothing helped. You cry. They were just real murderers, killers. And I repeat again, and I would tell him if I would see a Nazi now, believe me, I don't like to kill. I could. You don't know what my heart is bleeding. What they did to our children. What they did to that, not just Jews, all from the nations they killed. The West transport they came in was gypsies. I don't know, they said there were 5,000. I know, I didn't count them. We went out to work on marching 1, 2, 3, 4. We have to march like the soldiers. And we went to work, and the gypsies always were happy people. They always play, and they always sing. When we passed by, and they were sitting, covered up their heads, and their head down, because they know what's waiting for them. They're gonna be in the crematoriums dead. It means if you be dead, if they give you poison, if you did, you don't feel the flames from the fire. So they put you in the oven. They didn't have a place where to bury no more, because all the ditches in Birkenau, Auschwitz, from Birkenau, Auschwitz, all the ditches, I dig the ditches there. We did it on all the children. They throw it like nothing. They throw them in the grave. And so they took the children for the mother's breast away. And I swear to you, I'm telling you the truth. I am a witness of it. And I never can forgive him. And I never can forget, because my head is turning back and forth. I don't know really where I am. And that's what they took with the children. And that child, when they took away, they put in a little gas. I don't know what it was. I can understand what it was. And that child never cried. You know how the mother feels. We were not allowed to cry. God forbid, if we cry, they punish you so much. You have no idea. This was suffering and suffering. It's no beginning and it's no end of it. On this I came in 1942. So I suffered so much. I could sit a whole day and a whole night and talk. And it was nothing enough what I went through, what I lost my family. I'm lonely. I'm crying for my family, my brothers, my sisters, everybody went with a fire. And that was the eternal Nazi did it. And now, after that, when we were running around from one wire to the other, and they want us, you know, we stayed, we were quiet, we didn't even yell, because life is once, it's over. But still, you know, even you feel like you're alive, you don't give up. You fight for your life. You fight for your right. But children can fight. Children can fight. They couldn't. And they went to the crematoriums like soldiers, and they marched and they said, we're never gonna see another butterfly. And they went, the parents they took away in another way, the children went in another way, and the death was over our eyes. What can we do? We couldn't move. We couldn't do nothing about it. How can we, to save the children, how can we do? Our life was like you throw up, you say, you're not strong, nothing. We were not worth nothing. Why? What happened? What happened on that cruel war? I can tell you one thing. I'm very disappointed in other ways. No, thank God. I would talk more. No, I can't. It's my heart is bleeding in me. It's a wound in me, but never heals. I would say to you more, and I would talk to you more. I can't, because I'm very weak. I am older. I am not young no more. When I came into the Birkenau Auschwitz, I was 13 years old. And I went through from 1942, 1939 I suffered, till 1945. And in 45 I was in Birkenau Auschwitz. We couldn't take it anymore. And that's how life was with us. We were just a name, you know. That's why they made us the numbers. They called us, our hair was cut off. We were wearing rags. We didn't recognize, you know, we didn't recognize nobody. I didn't know who I am. And that's how we marched naked to work, and it was very bad. The crematoriums were burning day and night. It was, people were working there, and the yelling and the screaming from the children Not from the children, for the grown-up. It was impossible. The barracks was not far away, on the yelling and screaming. What can we do? Like, you can do nothing. I mean, now you all quiet, sitting and listening. What can a person do? Nothing. The women were separate and the men were separate. And even the men are there. They always wore guns, always were with guns. They always were with, to kill, just to kill. What can I say and what can I tell you more? 1945, I was free. I would like to tell you more. No, I can't. In 1945, I was free. I was free. I don't have a place where to go. We were naked. We didn't have clothes. We didn't have nothing on our body. Now we were 60 pounds, skeleton. And when the army came in, so they saw in the thousands of people were laying, they didn't have time to kill him, because the crematoriums worked 24 hours a day and didn't have the time to kill them. And they were laying on that smell from the dead. It was days, weeks. It went on all kind of sickness, typhus. I was laying down in the dirt on typhus, and I swear to you, in the mud. And I didn't know what happened. I said, God save me. He wants me to live, and I should tell you, and you should listen what I mean. It was bad. Then, when the children worked when we were free, we don't know what to do. We were just like, crazy. We were not normal. We went out we were in the barracks. They locked up the barracks. They were dynamite, and they didn't have the time. So not far away, they were working the, you call them, the soldiers. And they came over, and they took us, and this was a bomb or something connected to the buildings. And they disconnected, and we opened up the door, we walked out, like you see animals, much voice, one on top of another. What we know, there in the back was in the ground, was potatoes, raw potatoes. So we went in the ground, and with our hands, we were, we couldn't walk. We couldn't even, a little water, nothing. We were for days locked up, and there was no windows in the barracks. The barracks was closed. If it's windows, we would break. So many people. So we couldn't do nothing. And then we walked out. We were just like, we didn't know what happened. We know it's the end of it. But we didn't know if the Nazis are there, or they left already. Everybody ran away. They were running in the hell. They were running someplace, away from the Russian people, the Russian soldiers, the Russian army. And then they said we were swollen up. Our bodies was, the stomach was like that, because in the soup they gave you a food. So everybody, when the soldiers came, the army came, they said, "Why, are you pregnant?" And we said, "Yeah." "How?" "No." And then they sent us doctors, and then the American came, and then from England they came. But still, we were just not normal. We were not normal people to suffer so much and to see what's going on. To them, a person was, like nothing. They think that's what it is, that's life. And then they were running out. Then we didn't see one a Nazi. If we would see him, you know, how weak we were, we would do something. We were just like wild animals, you know, like tigers. How we have so much strength, you know, if we need it. But we didn't see him no more. And little by little we settle and we start to work for our family. I never find nobody. My whole family, 100 people were killed. Not one survivor. Not just me, our other people. And I want to say to your children, you have to be proud, and I am very proud of the United States of America. I love him, and I really am free. And you don't understand what it means to be free, to have freedom, not to walk here, or not to walk there, not to go to where you want to wish, where to pray. And I love the United States with my life. And if I can do something, I always do. And you should understand, it is the best country on that world. The best on that world. We all complain, you all complaining, it's no good and this is that. Because you know why? Because we have too good. We have our freedom. You're not hungry. Your parents or you work, go to work, you help yourself, you have food. You know what it means not to eat for a few years, not to have food, or to suffer not a little water? You could die of 6 million. Only Jews died, and then other nationality. I don't know how many. And one thing I will tell you, you should be proud, like I am proud. When I came in here in the United States, only God and the people helped us. But we couldn't forget, we couldn't forgive, and I never can forget.
Thank you so much for coming and speaking with us today. And at this time, I would like for you...
I have something in...
Okay, we're going to have question and answer. Is that
yes,
okay?
Yes,
Is that okay?
How did you keep your faith through it all? How did you keep your faith in God through all that you went through? And didn't you ever question, like, why he was letting all this happen to you? Or
what? Listen, can you ask God a question? You can't. That's what God wants, that's what happened. It is God's will. About the people, what we didn't have from nobody help. Nobody cared. You know, why they care? It's everybody, that's what life is. Nobody cares for nobody. And I hope you children, you should help if somebody needs help. I see on your faces, your book really said, but believe me, I look at you and I love you with my heart. I do. I always loved people, and I love you too, for listening to me and to give me the honor and pleasure. I should talk to you. I'm missing our other things. You know, now I have here a book and I'm not finished. I have something to read for you. And I want you, not children, you ladies and gentlemen, to understand what people are cruel, what people are, and you shouldn't. Remember one thing, you listen to your parents and your teachers. They advise you in the best way, because I went to school too. And the schools are very strict.
Can I ask you a question?
Yes.
You're a beautiful woman, you know that?
What?
You're a beautiful woman.
Thank you.
You have a pure heart, you know that?
Thank you very much.
I mean, for you to come in here and tell us about your ordeal and your tragedy, I mean,
It is,
that's love. That's love, you know what I'm saying? Can I hug you?
Yes, you can. Why not?
When you came to America, who took care of you when you came in?
When we came, I was married in Germany. After the war, I met my husband. We were working. I was working by myself when he came over, and he started talking. And that we met, and I was married in Germany. And my husband died already about 20 years. He was in the concentration camp too. He was sick. For our 6 million Jews. We are lived in a numberless town, in villages, and so many of them have endured cruel suffering. Some we have forgotten, others we are sealed in our memory. And I would that those not here, hundreds of generations of victims of martyrs, and still their blood cries out from the void. And so many, in Dachau, in Birkenau, Majdanek, Treblinka, Buchenwald, Ravensbrück, and so many. What can we say, and what can we do? How bear the unbearable, or accept what is brought to our people? All who are born must die, but how shall we compare this war passage of our time with the gallows water of the innocent cut off before the time? They lived in faith, not all, but many. And surely many died with faith in God and life in the goodness and evil flames cannot destroy. May we find our way the strength in the faith of that trust, on that sense and that life, shall endure behind this body did. They have left later lives to us. Let a million prayers rise whatever Jew worship. Let a million candles glow against the darkness in these unfinished lives. We remember our 6 million who died with madness, rose, and evil darkness the void. We remember those whom now, whose very names are lost. We cherish the memory of those who died as martyrs, who died resisting, and those who died in terror. We mourn all of us that died with them, and their goodness is their wisdom, and we could have done so much in noble and enriched humanity. We mourn for the geniuses, only for the who died in the whining and left there and were lost. They are like candles that shine from the darkness of those years, and their light, you know what goodness it is. We salute those men and women who had the courage and stand outside the map and to save us from the suffering, and they too got witnesses of a source of hope and when tempted to despair. May such time never come again, and may the people from suffering of our people be not in vain in our daily fight against cruelty, prejudice, tyranny, and persecution. In their memory, we give our strength. With silence, we remember this sanctified God is the name and height.
I'd like to present these to you on behalf of North Davidson. We'd like to thank you for coming out and sharing your story.
Thank you very much. Thank you. I don't need it flowers. Believe me, I'm very happy I'm with you and to tell you and to talk to you and to meet you all, and I love you and thank you very much.